Yo, what's up, guys? It's Zelix, and in this video, I'm just gonna be talking about five or so tips for your deck, just to get you started and kind of push you in the right direction of how you should be setting up your deck. Now, with that said, you can have your deck however you want it, right? But these are just a couple of tips that are really gonna help you be effective with your deck. You can have a deck that does 120 damage, but you're not winning any duels or anything. So I'm going to be talking about that in this quick guide, guys. It's just going to be a couple of minutes. I don't want to waste anybody's time. So yeah. All right, guys, what's up? I'm going to give you guys these 6 tips just to make your deck a lot better. This is geared towards beginners, by the way. So for all you pros, don't go bash me in the comment section, okay? Just chill. So the first tip, guys, is you always want to begin a combo or a string of attacks with something that's quick. And that's kind of the obvious part. You want it to be fast, but one thing people don't take into consideration very often is the range of the attack. So if you take the ankle stamp that I have right here, initiating this first string, it has a lot of speed, but it also has a lot of range. So it's just a great way to initiate an attack, so you can be at a safe distance without really having to worry about getting hit by your opponent, but you know that they're in the danger zone, so you can hit them. They're in your danger zone, but you're not quite in theirs. At least you may or may not be, but you get the point. Just make sure it's fast with good range so you can initiate and always have the advantage when the fight initiates. The second tip, guys, is try your best to make sure that every single one of your attacks flows smoothly into your alternative attacks. So basically, when I say flows into your alternative attack, it doesn't have to be like a completely smooth transition, but you don't really want it to be too smooth. You want it to be kind of elusive. Everything doesn't have to make sense. Everything doesn't have to flow seemingly together, because that's what's going to make you predictable. So just make sure that all of your attacks goes into an alternative attack that kind of works well with it, So right here I have my ankle stamp, and it goes into the what's this called, the eye poke, So just make sure that your attack sequences are going into your alternative attacks pretty well. And also what goes hand in hand with that is not all of your alternative attacks have to be really slow and hard hitting. Some of them can be like these, the attacks that stop the charging attacks. They're quick, they got good range, and they can really help you flow into your next attack pretty well. So if I'm using this at the end of this, or like if I just square, and then it'll go into this, which will flow into this, the leg sweep. So that's just very useful, guys. You really want to make sure you're mixing up your sequences. You don't want to just square, triangle, or you want to be square, triangle, square, triangle. You want to be mixing it up so your opponent never sees you perform the same thing twice, or at least try the best you can with that. Next tip, guys, is changing the height and the direction of your attacks, and also the speed. You want to make sure that you're hitting them high, hitting them low, from the left, from the right, and you really want to change up the speed, because if you hit them with a bombardment of quick attacks, they're gonna, they're just gonna be able to dodge out of the way, and they're gonna be able to counterattack you. So you really want to make sure hit them with 2 quick attacks, then hit them with not necessarily a slow attack, but something that has maybe not as much speed, but a little more stopping power, and it can really throw your opponent off guard, because they're expecting you to continue to hit them with these succession of quick attacks, and then you slow it down on them. It can really throw them off. Avoidance attacks, guys, like I said in my previous video, avoidance attacks are a very important aspect of your deck. They allow you to attack and also avoid at the same time, so they're very useful. If someone is constantly initiating the attack with leg sweeps, you can use this right here, the jumped light kick, to avoid that. If someone's constantly hey man, so I'm recording right now, you don't mind, I'm talking to the mic, right? Alright, so if somebody's constantly initiating with a leg sweep, you can just use the jump light kick to avoid that, and also put some damage into them. And vice versa, if someone's initiating with a head kick, you can use like this right here, the handstand kick, to try to avoid that, and also put some damage into them. Next tip. Alright, next tip, guys, you don't need to use every single slot for your combat deck. You really don't. You just need to make sure that your deck is effective and elusive. Alright, you just need to make sure that your deck is effective and elusive. If you have those 2 things, then you'll pretty much be good. You don't need you don't need to fill in every single slot. As long as you know your attacks are flowing together well with your alternative attacks, and you have a decent amount of avoidance attacks, and it's elusive, you'll be fine. Last tip, shit. Not all alternative attacks have to be super slow and hard hitting, guys. You can just use some of these right here, the stopping attacks, in order to just prevent your opponent from, you know, continuing his assault. Also, of some avoidance attacks like this, the illusion twist kick, I use this to mix it up on them. So yeah, not all of your attacks have to be super slow. Your alternative attacks, they don't need to be slow or anything like that. They can be quick, but you should have at least 1 or 2 guard breaking attacks, just in case you're going up against the cult and he's using his absorb ability. You can break his guard, and also the guard break attacks, they do a lot of damage. So if your opponent's low on stamina and you use this, it should break his guard. It should just completely deplete the rest of his stamina and break their guard. So always make sure you have at least 1 or 2 guard breaking attacks, and make sure that your attack sequences flow into it at least a few times. You know, like right here I have 2 attacks, 2 or 3 that flow into my guard break attack. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for, you know, deck tips. Like I said, this is geared towards beginners, people who aren't really sure what they're doing with their deck, how to set it up, because I was kind of confused to begin with. But that's basically it, guys. That's all you need to know to get started. And like I said, you don't have to use these tips. Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever you win with, is what you should be using. So yeah, guys, it's been Zelix. Peace, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time.